Izzy paced up and down the middle of the library. The Board of Magical Education officials were due to arrive any moment. Miss Clementine had reassured the students that the board officials routinely toured all new schools in the first weeks of operation, but Izzy was still nervous. Outside it had begun to drizzle, and the light coming through the windows took on a grayish tone. When he built the school, Mr. Harris had used a cozying enchantment to make the library always feel warm and snug. The walls were painted the pale pink of sunset clouds, and Izzy thought the color made the tall bookcases look like skyscrapers. Figgy Pudding napped on one of the plush purple love seats. He had a paw draped over his eyes, and his furry side rose and fell in contented slumber. Izzy wished he would wake up and talk to her. She missed the days when she, Emma, and their friends, Francis Slight and Tom Sabetti, were together, learning to kindle. Now, Emma and Francis were off at Briolette, Tom went to the boys' school, Trilliant Academy, and Izzy had stayed behind. Sure, it had been her choice. The thought of sitting in class next to the girls whose toilets she'd scrubbed last year and enduring the inevitable stares and snubs at a magical school made Izzy feel like an imposter. Plus, she'd reasoned that she'd get to spend more time with her sister if she stayed at MSM. But Maeve was different than Izzy remembered. She had tried to ask Maeve about her time out west, but it was clear that she didn't want to talk about it. A smudge on the nearest floor-length window distracted her. Izzy couldn't have their guests seeing that. She gripped her school-supplied crystal and made a scrubbing motion toward the smudge. With a flash of her magic, the window gleamed, and she attempted the mental exercise to sear the enchantment. No one had told her how hard it was to make magic permanent. She'd thought after she kindled, poof, any enchantment she did would last forever, but that wasn't the case. Searing was like mentally catching the strings of the enchantment and tying them into a knot. Izzy had yet to get the hang of it. The window's shine faded as the smudge reappeared. Izzy wiped it off with her sleeve. She caught her reflection in the glass and touched the spot over her heart where she hoped her school pin would go.